How did I meet Javier? Following my arrest, I got home and then I did a quick Google search, top attorneys in Tucson and local area, and it was one of the first 2 or 3 that popped up. Clicked on it, I read some reviews, I looked into some of his information and backstory, and I liked what he was doing with his practice, so I decided to go with him. He was the first attorney I kind of interviewed or looked into, and after meeting with him, I knew he was the only attorney I needed to interview. It was his demeanor and his personality, the way he talked about the situation, the way he talked to me. It wasn't a corporation, I wasn't a paycheck, I wasn't a case number. I was Ambrose Darwin, and he was looking to handle my case and have my interest in mind, regardless of what would happen. So what happened with my case, I was out with some buddies. I think it was like a UFC fight night or whatever it might have been. We go out, we go drinking. I get back to my car, I'd been parked all night. I knew I was drinking. I knew I did not want to drive. I was trying to do the right thing, you know? You hear about it all the time. So I decided to sit in my car, turn it on, charge my phone, and it was freezing out, so I turned the heat on as well. And I pulled up my phone to get an Uber, to get a ride home, text a few buddies, make a few calls, figure out other mode of transportation rather than me driving my own vehicle. And that's when the police pulled up behind me, turned their lights on, and the rest, you know. My experience in court was very easy, very simple. Javier represented me most of the time where I didn't have to show face, allowing me to be at work, handle other responsibilities of mine, which is very nice and cohesive to my life. But when I did go, Javier felt like he was a security guard with all the right answers, knew what to say, how to say it, when to say it. He knew what to communicate to me, what jargon he needed to decipher for me, how to put things on paper so that I'd understand. And he made the court seem like it wasn't a vicious den where I was in the dark. He shed light on what was going on, so I knew exactly what was happening. And he fought for me, and he made things easy, simple. He would be in there, and somebody would say something that didn't line up, that wasn't right, that tried to frame me as if I was a horrible person, and he would laugh, or he would say something, or he would make a gesture. He held his own. He knew what he could and couldn't do. He's been in the game a long time, and it's very apparent when he speaks in court. I felt at ease. This situation, an arrest, regardless of what happens, whether you go to court or not, is not easy on anybody. But with Javier on my side, it was as if I was sitting at home, relaxing, watching a TV show. It was easy. There was nothing I had to really worry about. What's surprising was how simple and how easy Javier was able to make it. You see it all the time. You watch the shows, you hear the stories about how people get turned around in court and confused, and public attorneys do this or do that, or your attorney is always trying to pull one over, you know, the common lawyer jokes, right? But Javier was the complete opposite of that. It was like an older brother, a father kind of figure in a sense when I was in court. He made things simple, easy, and the only surprising thing was how in touch I was with every single step of the case. Javier communicated it to me, and his team made everything so simple and transparent that even if I sat back and let the reins go, the carriage would still steer itself, and all the information would be right there in front of me. Would I recommend Javier to represent you? Yes, I think that's one of the better choices you can make. If you have something going on in your life that you need representation for, Javier is your go-to guy, regardless of what it might be. He has a plethora of legal experience that he deals with. I don't think there's a case too small or a case too big. I think Javier is your go-to guy, and he's gonna be honest with you. He's gonna be real with you. He's gonna say the things that no one else will. What happened with my case? Well, after the arrest in January of 23, we fought it for a long time. Back and forth, always something. It was exhausting, but Javier made it very easy for me. It ended up with me accepting the plea offer. The plea was of reckless driving. That plea offer was something that the prosecutor said they would never offer us. So towards the end of it, it felt like we had him by the balls. I am happy with the outcome because I don't have a DUI on my record now, just a reckless driving. The only part that I am not satisfied with is that I was not able to chase this case harder with Javier. He made it seem like we were hunting, like we were fighting, like we were chasing. And that was a feeling that I don't think a lot of people get to experience when they are the defendant. But Javier made that possible for me. It felt like we were chasing them instead of defending. I really wish that I had more time in the state. With Javier on my side, the only thing I really wanted to do in the end was take that gamble, because I'm pretty sure that we would have won that one. If you were looking for a lawyer and you come across this video or Javier in general, I think the best thing you can do is meet with him in person. I don't think whatever's written about him or whatever video he might post or anything like that does it justice. I think you sit down with them and you have a conversation with them, and you will see that it's like talking to one of your uncles or father figures or brothers or something. They're gonna be right there with you. They're gonna tell you it's bullshit from day one, and they're gonna tell you exactly how it's gonna go. And they're gonna be real with you. And if you don't like that, then you don't like the truth.